would you mind introducing yourself?
Mafalme Mishairi. Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
So first of all, I want to thank you. Just wanted to sit down and get your perspective as a Black man who has lived in the UK, spent some time in the UK, and then also a time that you've had out here in America, and just hearing more about your interactions with women, with Black women, just in the dating scene, and just see what that's been about. So cool. Again, thank you just for being here and sharing your perspective. So I recently did a video of a Black British woman, Black woman from the UK, that went viral. And the reason it went viral is because she was basically talking about her time in the US, and that was the first time she'd ever seen Black love, right? So she went on this whole monologue, and basically what she was kind of complaining about was it was refreshing to see Black love in the States because it's something she's never seen in the UK. That was the premise of the video. So having come from the UK, being from the UK, you are, a tall, handsome guy, 6'7", very, very successful at what you do. In your opinion, do Black men from the UK like Black?
See, I would say it depends on what generation you're talking about.
Okay.
Right. So, having not met this young lady that you were talking to, I'm to assume she may be younger, or at least young around our age. Certainly no more than 40.
No. She looked like she was in her 20s, around there. Yeah.
So if you go back me in a generation, 2 generations ago, I mean, Black love is everywhere.
Yes.
Immigrant couples coming from the Caribbean, from Africa, they're coming as Black.
Yes, absolutely.
They're having Black children.
Clearly.
So that herself is a
byproduct of Black love. Right.
I think what she's speaking to is the current generations where there is a rise of interracial marriage. But even that, if I'm to be honest, just like here in the States, it's overexpressed. 85% of Black men marry Black women and kids.
Sure.
And in the UK, interracial marriages, that's only about 2% population.
No.
Yes.
Interracial marriages?
Interracial.
Okay. Which from sleeping around, but okay.
Exactly. and I said that, I'm glad you caught that. I said that to say, even if Black men are out, shagging white women at an alarming rate, which I don't do or support, they're certainly not marrying them.
Yes.
Right. So they are starting families with Black women, those that are. Mm-hmm. So I can't say that it's not true for her experience. I can say that it certainly doesn't lead to marriage.
It's very interesting. So, I mean, just to rewind, you said 2% is it 2% of Black men who marry out, or you're just saying 2% of?
So that's that for specifically Black partners is like 1.7, it's still 2%. But overall, the entire population in the UK, interracial marriages are 2% of the population.
That is wild. So that means, that opens up this interesting conversation.
And the people who are getting married are married within their culture.
Right within their culture. Now, I talked about this on my channel before, where just because a woman or a person in general may be sexually attracted to somebody of another race or the bisexual interaction does not always mean that leads to marriage, because there are men out there who very much want to kind of sow royal oats or just have fun or whatever. But when it comes to, do I want to, especially, let's say if you're a white guy, right? You come from white love. Mm-hmm. Or let's say you come from maybe an Indian culture, or there are cultures where they have very strong views, historically strong views about Black people. Do you want to now bring her home to your parents? That's different than you may have a few drinks, you may go out, you may sleep together. Bring her home to your parents and taking on her last, getting your last name is completely different.
Yeah.
So I think people do oftentimes, especially in this conversation that women have with respect to relationships, I think it's hard for them to understand that men, correct me if I'm wrong, but men view like wife material different than they do someone who maybe they're just casually having fun with.
Yeah, there is a clear delineation in that. The bio processes that lead to these outcomes are entirely different. When you're a young man, and this goes into the dating market, right? Mm-hmm. For the majority of your dating life, at least the first 10 years, from 20 to 35, women own the dating market.
Okay.
right? And so men kind of have to take what we can get. It's not until around 30 to 35 when men start to acquire wealth, they acquire experience, that they can now dictate outcomes when it comes to sexual conquest. And there's a fantastic psychologist here in the Bay Area, Dr. Tarek, and he talks about it. He says that men need to do three things. They need to build a boat, learn to sail, plot a course.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And so those are metaphors for building a boat means you need to get some kind of skills. You need to acquire some resources. Learning to sell means you need to have a plan for your life. And I think that a lot of men, when we're young, we don't have a boat because we don't have resources, right?
Okay.
We don't know how to sell. And so we obviously are plotting a course. But as you age and you become more experienced and you acquire more wealth and success, you can go out into the world and say to a woman, I have a boat, I have a plan, and I know how to sell. Because I know how to get us there.
Yeah.
So that changes things significantly. So yeah, when men are ready to marry, they are looking for someone who can get on the boat, who can read the map, because I'm going to give you the plotted course, and who can sort of support me as I sell, be my partner. When men are looking for sex, we're just looking for someone who can make, excuse my vulgarity, but who can make me, can my penis have a reaction to your physical presence? And if it can, most men are like, there you go, here we go.
Yeah. But you're saying that process for a man is a lot different than when they are now ready to find a wife.
For sure. And I'm in that stage now.
Now, on that, because you talked about success, there's this pervading idea, certainly in Black America. I know it's black, and like this says UK.
I'm sure it is.
But this idea that you don't really find good Black men out there. So would you say, because I know you don't want to be narcissistic, so I think I can say that I think, certainly by modern day standards, that you consider it a Black man. Do you think that you're a rarity? Or do you think that there's a lot of good Black men out there that are in the time of day?
Yeah, I think we have to define what good Black men are. So if the question is, there are a lot of successful Black men, and success being ranked by competency and financial gain, surely there are. There are plenty of Black men who are competent, capable, and have money. But if the question is, are there Black men who are competent, capable, have money, and are attractive to Black women, and aren't awkward, and are charismatic, and blah, 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 right? And are 6 feet tall, and work out, and care about, then that may be small. You're going to sacrifice some seeds along the way. So I think that you'd have to ask what you're willing to give up. But in the spaces that I operate in, I think that there are a lot of tall, successful, handsome Black men.